No.
Good morning, Sean.
Hello, how are you, Alex? Thank you.
You never look gorgeous, but today you're gorgeous.
Thank you. I appreciate that. How are you? All right.
Good morning. Well, first of all, thank you all for swimming in. And I guess if it gets too rainy out there, everybody can just spend the night here in the nice cozy little room. Right, so.
No clothes on.
With no clothes on, says Richard. Will be wine. If you have not already done so, please turn off your phones. And as Robert Bruce says at every founders meeting, if you can hear my voice, please. Thank you. So, when a woman's husband died, she learned that he had left $30,000 for her to spend on an elaborate funeral. After everything was done at the funeral home and cemetery, she told her closest friend that there was absolutely nothing left of her money. How can that be? Her friend asked. The widow replied, well, the funeral cost $6,000. I made a donation to the local church of $500. I spent another $500 for the wake, and the rest went towards the memorial stone. The memorial stone cost $23,000, asked the friend. My God, how big is it? 4.5 carats, replied the widow. Smart widow. So, on this rainy, certainly we have no first visitors.
Absolutely, probably the most virgins in one room at one time today.
Whoa! Sure, Danny will have something to say about all that.
If I get confused as to locations, forgive me. But there's a lot of people from Miami. And
all right.
One of them is right here. It's Ricky, born in Miami.
Welcome, Ricky.
From Durham, North Carolina, we have Brian.
Welcome, Brian.
California, Sacramento, we have Cher.
Welcome.
From Chicago, we have Gilbert.
Chicago in the house.
And somebody born in Newark. I'm a Jersey girl, born in Newark, and so is Mike, born in Newark.
You're going to get your steps in, Patty.
There he is, way back there. You're hiding. You're hiding. Arthur, and you were born in New York. Actually, you were born in Nassau County. Oh, he didn't want. He's very shy, and you're all pointing to him. Brian, you were born in Richmond, Virginia.
Welcome, Ryan.
Richard left. Why are you pointing that way? How far over do I have to go? All the way over. All the way over. Oh, they're hiding on the wall.
They're hiding on the wall.
Hiding on the wall. Brittany from Born in Miami. From Colombia, our first international person.
International, yes.
And I'm just going to go this way and confuse the camera.
With all of us.
Another person from Miami, it's Eileen.
All right, welcome Eileen, our sponsor today.
And yes, I am very proud of this shirt. Thank you very much.
Everybody in?
That's it.
Thank you all for joining us. We hope you will continue to do so. Danny, can you get us start us off?
No more masturbation.
Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing?
Good morning, Brenda.
Yes, I do love a room full of virgins, but after today, that would just be an statistic. So welcome to June, the month where the sun is out, the shorts get even shorter, and our conversations continue to get hotter. So this month is bursting with things to make my heart beat faster. So because June is Men's Health Awareness Month, it is also Adult Sex Education Month, and it is also PTSD Awareness Month. So what a combo, right? And if that doesn't scream body, mind, and bedroom, I don't know what does. So let's start with a little talk, because we all like that, right? So, Adult Sex Education Month. It is our cue to throw out the outdated, shame-based, nonsense things that we were taught growing up and that we learned from that porn. And replace it with the juicy truth. Pleasure is normal, and we all need to know that. Curiosity is even healthier. Lube, as I always told you, is your best friend. And no, you do not need to fool yourself into a pretzel to enjoy sex. But if you do try, make sure you stretch first. Especially because National Sex Day is Sunday, June 9th. Yeah, I don't know if you guys see it. 6 from June, 6-9. The sexiest little date on the calendar. If that doesn't inspire a little action, reflection, or at least a little jiggle, then clearly we all need more coffee. Now, Men's Health Month isn't just about hitting the gym or checking your blood pressure. It's also about understanding about your sexual health, because it is a major part of our overall well-being. And one of the best ways to take control, as you know that, is starting by getting tested. And that's why we offer here at the Prime Center free HIV testing, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays we also have a full panel of STIs. Not only that, but you can get on PrEP, and you can get treated for any STIs right on the spot. So that's why, now on a deeper note, June is also PTSD Awareness Month. And while it may not get the same playful energy as 6-9, it deserves every bit of our attention because trauma isn't always visible, but it is real. And we need to talk about it and normalize it. It lingers in the nervous system, in our sleep, and how we trust people or don't trust. It affects intimacy, it affects relationships, our ability to feel safe, and it's far more common than we realize it. But healing is real, and it is possible. So that's why tonight's town hall, Mind Over Matters, Strategies for Thriving, it starts at 6:30 p.m. and goes up until 8:30 p.m. It is very important that you guys come on tonight because we'll explore real tools for resilience. Not just a cute Instagram resilient post, but the kind that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and reconnect with the joy you may have lost. Whether you've been through a storm or supporting someone that is going through a storm, this is the right place for you. And if you need a little more healing energy, we've got you too, because tonight we have Reiki at 6 p.m. with Jeff. Over there. It is an energy clearing experience that leaves you feeling lighter than a post-breakup haircut. And next Tuesday, June 10th, right after coffee and conversation at noon, we have Restorative Yoga. So if you come ready with comfy clothes, we've got the mats and we've got the good vibes. So let this month of June be all about loving your body, feeding your mind, honoring our traumas, and celebrating our pleasure overall. And as always, have fun with sex. Thank you for fun, but please do it as safely as possible so you can do it for nothing.
Thank you, Danny. Please, our women's bride, Miss Diane.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Great to see you. It was really cool to see all these new virgins here today, especially because they're mostly women. Some of us are excited about that. Maybe we can get a picture of all of us afterwards. Happy Pride Month. And I just want to say that I was not at the event on Sunday, the bingo, but the photos looked amazing. The event looked bingo, drag brunch. It looked amazing. I will just say that I wasn't there, but I was just watching and all the photos, and it looked amazing. So I'm sure some of you were there. I want to give you a couple quick updates about women's events that are happening. On June 28th, Saturday, June 28th, we're going to have our first in a series of women's health events. And this is all around understanding challenges, both physical and mental challenges of women post-menopause. And the event is called What the Heck is Happening to My Body? And I'm super excited about this event. We're going to have two presenters talking about both physical and mental challenges. We're going to have a Q&A. We're going to have light bites, some healthy light bites and drinks. And best of all, it's free. So it's open to everyone, but I suspect that this event may be a little bit more interesting to women, but all the events are open to everyone. So if you're curious and you want to know what's happening to women's health post-menopause, please join us, Robert. Did I say that out loud again? The second event is on July 12th, and this is called Unlocking Your Inner Wellness. And this is going to be focusing on strategies to deal with, to help promote healthy aging and deal with some of the challenges we face. And we're going to be talking about Tai Chi and Qigong. And these are two ancient practices, and they're all around movement and energy and really focusing on what it's called is a moving meditation. So it's really focusing on getting in touch with what's happening in your body and moving energy and the importance of movement. So that is going to be here in this room on July 12th, 2 to 4 p.m. Open to everyone. It's a free event. We're going to have light bites and healthy treats, no alcohol, boo. So, it's all about our health, promoting our health. And last but not least, in honor of Pride Month, I want to talk about Brenda Howard. Does anyone know who Brenda Howard is? Anyone? Okay, I didn't either. And she's a controversial figure, but she's called the Mother of Pride. And she was one of several activists that started the very first Pride event a year after Stonewall. And so, you know, everything that you read on the internet is true, but I thought I would do a little bit of checking on Brenda Howard. But she was, in fact, one of the activists that started the first Pride Parade. However, in New York, yes, and it wasn't called the Pride Parade. I think it was called the Christopher Street something. I can't remember the name. Yes, but she helped coin the term Pride, but not gay pride. And so that was attributed to a man. But what I found very interesting was Brenda Howard was bisexual, and she was among many men who helped start Pride. So I read a bunch of different things about her. So apparently it's a little bit of a controversial history. So I'm going to do some more research, but she sounded like a really interesting figure. She passed away in 2005, but she was called the Mother of Pride. So happy Pride Month, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. We have our active aging specialist, John White.
Good morning, everyone.
Happy
Happy Pride Month.
Pride Month.
We missed Diane there at the Hard Rock Sunday. Great event. Fantastic event. I know I saw a couple of you in here and got to chat with you, so that was awesome. I'm glad that those were able to attend when. It was a fantastic event. I loved it. So I have a few things here. Of course, June being Pride Month, we have a lot of events going on all over the place. So I'm going to talk about a couple here now. So save the date, Thursday, June 26th. Here at the Pride Center, we're going to do an anti-fraud/scam seminar that's going to be presented by AARP. I don't have to tell you, there's a lot of scams and a lot of frauds going on. Last week, I actually got a text that looked like it was from Amazon telling me that there was a problem with my account. And luckily, I hovered over the link, the name that was attached to the email, and it wasn't a valid Amazon email address, so I just deleted it. But things like that are taking place all the time. Texts, emails, even phone calls. So there's a lot of scams going on, particularly with AI. It's getting harder and harder to be able to decipher what is legitimate and what is a scam. So this is a very important presentation that applies to all of you in here. So go ahead and save the date. We will be posting it soon where you can register. Again, that's June 26th, which is a Thursday here. And AARP will provide that for us.
What time? What time?
Yeah. It is going to be from 6 to 7 p.m. Yep. And so next week we should have the registration in place for you. You can go ahead and sign up. Seating will be limited, so sign up as soon as you can. But I hope to do more too later on in the year. And then next up, Friday, July 4th. Actually, on the holiday, we're going to have an Independence Day Pride Cookout. Okay? And that's going to be next door at the residences. There's going to be a lot of good standard cookout food, hot dogs, hamburgers, sides. We're going to have beer and wine. It's sponsored by A Wish of a Lifetime. We have Mr. Charlie here from A Wish of a Lifetime. Thank you for being here. Awesome, wonderful, wonderful organization that fulfills wishes that seniors have. And we are going to actually present we're going to fulfill a wish for one of our seniors who lives next door. So it'll be a fun program, great presentation. Just want to make note to let you know, though, that because it is a holiday, the Pride Center is officially closed that day, okay? So you won't be able to come into the main lobby here. You'll have to go to the side doors by the lobby there at the residence side. But we'll have all that information for you as soon as we start.
What time will it start?
It's going to be 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh, great.
Yep, so registered. And now the tickets are going to be $15 for that, but you get a nice, good amount of food, and again, beer and wine. Pretty complimentary.
Fireworks?
We actually discussed that. We discussed that, but logistically may not be a good thing. I think we will. Maybe next year. That's on the holiday. Yeah, that's going to be Friday, July 4th. It's our Independence Day, our red, white, and rainbow Pride celebration. And then lastly, I just want to mention again, Senior Pride. It is sold out though. So unfortunately, if you didn't get your tickets, it is sold out. But we are still looking for seniors to honor. I think I mentioned it last week. If you participated in historical LGBTQ events like Stonewall, the Harvey Milk era in the 70s in California, ACT UP, the AIDS quilt in the 80s. If you were adjacent to that or participated in any way, we'd still like you to see me so we can collect your information, me or Lisa, with SunServe, because we want to do something to honor those people who participated in those events. Okay? So that's it for now. More to come next week. Thank you, and see you next time.
Thank you, John. From University, Brittany, and Nicole. They have a fun event to share with us.
Mike? Nobody can see me? All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Brittany. This is Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Happy Pride Month. We are medical students from Nova Southeastern University. and we're here to announce a Pride event, a health fair event that we're having next Saturday. So the Pride Health Fair is happening Saturday, June 7th. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's a celebration of you, your wellness, and our vibrant community. We're focusing on both mental and physical health. So we'll provide health screenings. We're going to provide health and vision screenings, blood pressure and blood sugar checks, HIV testing, meditation sessions, and inspiring guest speakers. Plus, we'll have a DJ for the event, so it's going to be fun, and spaces to relax and recharge and socialize. So we'll be focusing on mental and physical health at this event. It's a space to care for your body, mind, and spirit. And yes, lunch will be provided at the event. So come as you are, bring a friend, and let's take pride in our health together. In the tables, you'll see we have a flyer, and it gives you the schedule and more information on the event. There's also a QR code that you can register for the event. So thank you, everybody. Hope to see you there.
Thank you. From Sunserve, we have Ms. Lisa.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, a couple of things, like Sean mentioned, the Senior Pride event is sold out. All the tickets, we are at max capacity. If there's any openings from cancellation, we will let you know at another date. But right now, there's no mechanism for us to start a wait list or anything. So it's the Senior Pride event at Hagan Park on the 21st. And the other thing is next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, which is Friday the 13th, my lucky day. It is Silver Serve, and we will be celebrating Pride. However, we are not at Hagan Park like I had originally announced. The city has moved us to the Women's Club. So we will be at the Women's Club, Hagan Park, at Hagan Park, and just kind of walk. It's right back there behind the tennis courts. So we'll see you next Friday from 11 to 1.
Thank you, Lisa. Richard Cohen with goodie for somebody.
Well, I have two short announcements. And I checked with Bruce to make sure it wasn't unethical. I have a beautiful dining room, brick front and server, free. If anyone's interested, please see me later, and it needs to be picked up as soon as possible. And secondly, Brittany spoke about a DJ at an event. Well, in honor of Pride, I had a BJ at my event. And it was truly orgasmic.
I'm from Savor Cinema.
Good morning. My name's Ron, and yes, I'm with part of the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival, and we're also having a gay pride event. We're calling it the 90s Pride Film Retrospective. And what we're doing is we're having this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, June 5th through the 8th. We're showing a 6 kind of fun and documentaries and campy type movies. Paris is Burning, My Private Idaho, My Own Private Idaho, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Too Long Food, Thanks for Everything, Julie Moore, Grant, and the Celluloid Closet. And I'd like to donate 6 tickets for your ride. If you look on your table, there's a flyer with the QR code, and if you put flip.com, you'll have all the information about the movies. I've seen all of them. When I talked to our director, I said, we got to do something for Gay Pride Month. And he said, definitely. And I said, instead of making the tickets $12, I said, why don't we just make it $5? And then so it should be really a lot of fun. So bring your friends, share it with anyone that's interested, and I hope y'all can come join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Miss Hillary.
Wow, thanks. It looks like you all know me, but most of you know me as the daughter that Bruce thanks God he never had. So I'm sure my husband's going to sign up for Diane's event because he wants to know what the hell happened to me. And for whoever was asking about fireworks, you need to see Dan. So it's hard to imagine it's been a year already since last year we spoke about how hot it is outside and how hot it gets in Robert's bedroom. But that Pride Shabbat is really the religious experience. So in the last year, nothing's changed. Pride Shabbat is still a religious experience. It is going to be on June 14th at Temple Sinai of Hollywood. We invite you all to join us. I realize it is Stonewall Day, so you come in the morning for services, you have lunch, and you go to the parade, you make a day of it. The service is also available on Zoom, but if you attend by Zoom, the locks are on your door, and when you come in person, the locks are on your bagel.
Yes, ma'am. Good job.
I guess food works, right? Must have food. So services start at 10. Trust me, come at 10:15. And actually, Bruce and Rich and a few folks have come joined us last year. It's really a colorful setup and a beautiful day honoring the members of my community in Temple Sinai of Hollywood and all of our friends for Pride. And we welcome you to do that. I will have flyers for you next week because I don't have them this week because today's actually a Jewish holiday. No one printed them up for me. So do join us, and it's always great to see you. Happy Pride Day.
Sage USA, Nick and Sophia.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nick Angelo. I am the Friendly Visitor Coordinator at Sage USA. Just wanted to take a moment and introduce Sophia Restrepo, who's going to be replacing Jan Kelly as the new care manager. She's just going to take a moment just to refresh you on what care management does and the services that she provides. Our offices, just to remind you as well, are upstairs on the second floor. So after today, if you have any questions about the Friendly Visitor Program, if you want to speak to myself or Sophia about her program, please feel free. So now, Sophia Restrepo.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Good morning.
I'm very excited to be here. So I'm going to be taking over the care management services for Sage USA. So if you ever have any medical needs, any help like navigating the healthcare system, I can help you do that as well. I have the same phone number as Jan had, so if you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact me. All right, I'm in the second floor.
What is Sage USA, and how is that associated with Sage, the senior? So what is Sage USA?
So Sage USA is a nonprofit that was started in New York City over 40 years ago. It is an LGBTQ elders program. In New York City, they have other programming besides the two that we offer here in Broward County. Unfortunately, we only have the Friendly Visitor Program here as well as care management. In New York, they have programming for vets, and they have Sage Pause for people who are living with HIV. They have Sage Trans. We don't have that programming here in South Florida. But what we're lucky enough to have is these two programs, the care management and the Friendly Visitor Program. But Sage USA is a nonprofit that was started over 40 years ago in New York City with my program, the Friendly Visitor Program, to combat isolation and loneliness for LGBTQ elders. So that's where it sprouted from. Programming has taken off immensely since that original programming. And like I said, in Broward County right now, we have the two programs, but we're hoping to build on that.
So it's separate from Sage?
Sage USA is a separate entity from Sage South Florida, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have our special events coordinator, Ellie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, coming up June 14th, we have Stonewall Pride, and we will have a float there. So, if anybody wants to join us as a walker, we'd love to have you. So, see myself or Rebecca and join our team. Aside from that, I do have some good news for Diane. We do have a bingo coming up. But this month, it's going to be on a Friday night because it's our special Pride edition. So, it's going to be June 27th. Doors open at 6:30. And as a special treat, we have our bingo caller here, Dirty Daddy Doug. So if you want to come see Doug stumble through some numbers and have some fun, we will see you on June 27th. But other than that, happy Pride and see you next Tuesday.
Thank you. Our Director of Development, Rebecca.
Hiya, happy Tuesday. Alright, just my usual reminders. But first of all, just want to acknowledge those that could come to the drag show brunch this Thursday. Nope, I have no idea what day it is. I'm not kidding you, I thought it was Thursday. Never mind. Anyway, Sunday, apparently happened on Sunday. Thank you so much. Your support is really, really important to us, and I'm glad you were able to come. So, on to my reminders. For those of you who are not signed up for our newsletter, don't know if you've noticed, but on the columns in here and several other places around the campus, there is a lovely, colorful flyer right on that column. And it says, want to be in the know without the FOMO. Who knows what FOMO means? Very good, fear of missing out. So, don't miss out. Sign up, use the QR code and sign up for our newsletter, and every single week you'll get an update on everything that is happening around the campus. Two other reminders. Membership. Thank you for those of you who are signed up as members. It starts as low as $30. Actually, it's $30 a year. And I know there are a couple of people in here that are going to sign up as members today. So thank you so much for that. And finally, don't forget, if you want to be walked all over, we can help you with that. Remember our brick campaign? Anything from $100 for a single brick all the way up to $20,000. So if you are interested in being walked all over, see me or see Elliot. And that's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you, Rebecca. It is time for our CEO, Mr. Robert.
Did I die and I didn't know it? Is this my eulogy? Oh, it's TV show. Yeah. So last night I was interviewed, and it aired last night on Channel 10 regarding all of the funding cuts and how it's impacting the center, but more importantly, how it's impacting the entire community. This HIV does not have any boundaries. It does not pick on any one part of the community. And as I stated in the interview, 40% of the people that we test are straight allies. And that's because they trust us and they can't or don't feel comfortable going to their own healthcare provider. And so they come to us to find out their status. So it's very important that we continue to provide that service. So thank you. That was very kind of you. So, I didn't like any of the national things that were going on for today, but this Thursday is National Start Over Day. And that is because Rebecca always periodically will come and go, so how's that New Year's resolution going?
I was going to do that today.
Yeah, you haven't done it in a while. So you could start today, start all over, and do something good. June 6th, Friday, is National Yo-Yo Day, otherwise known as Are the Tariffs On or Tariffs Off? I'm here every Tuesday. And also on June 6th is D-Day. How many of you have been to Normandy? It is absolutely astonishing, breathtaking, but sad. Sad that we lost so many of our armed forces there, and so I want to just acknowledge that D-Day is a wonderful celebration of those who gave our lives so we could be free here today. So today in gay history, Allen Ginsberg is a poet best known for the poem Howl in 1956, which was way before I was born, just to state. In 1954, he met his partner Peter Orlovsky, and they fell in love, and they were lifelong partners. So I just love those little stories. And also born on this day, unfortunately, a little younger than I am, Anderson Cooper's birthday is today. All right, so I put a little sandwich together, a little yay, and then here comes the in Project 2025. I know. So in this area of agriculture, Department of Agriculture, the goal is to remove the U.S. association with UN or other efforts to push sustainable food. Does that make sense? Right? That's already completed. Restrict the low-income heat and energy assistance program. Because that's completed already. That's gone. That assistance is gone. And then reinstate Trump's executive order to manage wildfires by reducing vegetation.
Logging.
So yes. So there's a whole slew of other things going on. Remember, you can go to the Project 2025 tracker and look at this and track it yourself. And then in other news, border officials are told not to attend events tied to diversity in law enforcement. So within their own department, they can't recognize the women or the black and brown law enforcement, because there's always little ERG groups, employee groups that get together. So they've now been told that they can't attend them, they can't represent, and they can't celebrate the women, the black and brown, the LGBT members within law enforcement. This one I'm getting a little bit lighter. It's just a PSA. A colossal cloud of Sahara dust is getting ready to smother the United States. For those of us that have asthma, get ready, be prepared, because it's already smothering the Caribbean. So this is the good part. I just want to acknowledge the Hard Rock for their sponsorship of the drag brunch. In a period. Any time when many corporations are pulling back their visibility, their financial support, some are giving financial support but saying don't put my logo there. The Hard Rock is steadfast in their support of the LGBT community, not only the Pride Center, but the Gay Men's Chorus and so many other organizations. I think Eric was reading off Floatorama and just going through many, many, many wonderful LGBT organizations that they are supporting because they truly believe that together we are better, and they will do everything that they can. And Susan Renison said from the microphone, even though we had 560 heads in the room, that next year we're aiming for 1,000.
Wow.
Yes. And then last but not least, Charlie.
Yes.
My wish is to be next to Ricky Martin. Can you make that happen?
No, wait a minute. That's my wish.
No. So anyway, thank you, lovely people. Have a great day.
Thank you, Robert. So about 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know, several months ago, I was online and I came across an ad for a seminar. And I signed up for it, and I thought it would be probably the usual advertisement and some fluff and everything. It was not. It was probably one of the most informative seminars I've ever had in my life. So I said, who the hell is this giving this? Well, who the hell it was is our sponsor this morning. Eileen Master is an attorney.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
morning.
So yes, my name is Eileen Mostricht, and thank you so much for welcoming me here today. I'm really happy to be here. Okay, there we go. So I am an elder law attorney, and I'm based in Coral Springs, but I handle elder law matters throughout the state of Florida. I specialize in Medicaid for long-term care. So how many people in this room have known somebody in their family, friends, loved ones that have needed long-term care in their life? Yeah, lots and lots of people. And was it cheap or expensive? Expensive. Yeah, it costs a fortune. And so even if you've got money that you've saved throughout your life and you need long-term care, it can wipe you out very quickly. So Medicaid has a great program. Every state has it, but it's jointly run by the state and the federally and state. But the states individually have a lot of leeway in how they operate their own program. And Florida is really the most generous in the country with this program. So they give us all kinds of stuff that we can do to help you preserve your assets and still qualify. The idea being the policy behind it being they don't want you to outlive your assets because you need money for anything in this world. Even to die, you need money, right? Because we all have to call Pulaski Funeral Cremation Home, yes, there we go, for our final services. So, and they're not, you can't do it for free, right? So we need money for everything in this world. So, I wanted to just give you kind of a little primer on it, and I always give free consultations, which is actually very unique in this particular field. Most attorneys are going to charge like anywhere from $400 to $600 just for the consultation. But I'm happy to talk with you at no charge about how this might help you or a loved one. So basically, long-term care, when we talk about long-term care, we're talking about either aids in the home or being at an assisted living facility or being at a skilled nursing facility, which is a new name for nursing home. They don't like to be called nursing homes anymore, so if you hear skilled nursing facility, that's what it is, SNF. We call it a nickname of SNF. So now you know. People are talking about SNFs, now you know. So the ALF is a place where you go if you still can do some things on your own, or maybe you just want some socialization or help with your meds, but you still can usually do some stuff on your own. As skilled nursing facilities, when you need a little bit higher level of care. For what this program will pay for are either aids in the home, about 20 to 40 hours a week, and you can get more if you can show that it's medically necessary, but on average you're going to get about 20 to 40 hours a week of aids in the home. If you're at an assisted living facility or an ALF, you're going to get $1,900 a month towards that to pay the bill, and most of them cost anywhere from about $3,500 on the very low end up to about $8,500 a month. And the nursing homes down in South Florida are anywhere from about $11,000 to $15,000 a month, but Medicaid will pay that entire bill except for your income. So if you have Social Security, for example, of $2,000 a month, your Social Security is going to go to the nursing home, except you get to keep $160 a month for just sundries or whatever, and then Medicaid will pay the rest of that bill. Plus, whatever your assets are, we can preserve those. And the way that we do that are various tools that they're called all different things. For example, qualified income trust or a Miller trust for excess income. There's a personal care contract for excess assets. There's equity investments in real estate, rental real estate. There are lots and lots of things that Florida allows us to do with the money. We can do that restructuring right at that moment. It's not something you need to do. You probably heard the 5-year look back or 5 years. That period of time is so misunderstood, and all that it means is that we have to look back 5 years from the day we applied to see how many gifts that you've given to other people, like large gifts. I'm not talking about birthday gifts. I'm talking about like giving somebody $100,000 to help them put as a down payment on a home, or $50,000, for something else, and we have to add those up. But whatever that total is, we have to divide by the number 10,438, which is the number DCF gives us, and whatever that equals is how many months you're not eligible for Medicaid. So it's not that you're not eligible for 5 years. It's just, for example, if over 5 years before you applied, you gave $100,000 to a child to put as a down payment on a home, and that was your only gift. If you divide that by 10,438, you're going to get around 9.5, so that just means you're not eligible for 9.5 months. Okay, it doesn't mean you're not eligible for 5 years, so that's an important thing. But
Regardless, so the key takeaway here is don't, if you think you're going to need long-term care, or maybe it's imminent, maybe something happens, you have a stroke, break a hip, whatever it is, don't give stuff away. It causes these penalty periods. Come talk to me or an attorney who specializes in this, not who dabbles in it, it's very complex, who specializes in this, and then we can preserve all of this stuff, but move it using the tools that Medicaid gives us. Okay, if you just transfer it on your own, it's just going to cause penalties. All right, so there are tons of rumors, and on the street, everybody has a story about this program, and you got to do this, you got to do that, and it's scary, the stuff that I hear. It's just wrong. And also, if you get on the internet, you're often looking at stuff that applies to different states. Again, Florida's very different, so just be careful, and if you hear other people talking about it, say, you really should talk to an attorney about this. But just to give you an example, if somebody came to me and their income was $3,900 a month, and they had an IRA, and they had a condo, and they had let's say they had $150,000 in a brokerage account. With that $3,900 of income, we would just have to do a qualified income trust, which just says that the amount over $2,901 goes into that trust every month, but it still is spendable. And then for the assets, IRAs do not count, because you can have 2,000 accountable assets when you apply. IRA is not countable, and any retirement account is not countable. Your homestead is not countable. Rental real estate is not countable. Your car is not countable. Your jewelry and all that is not countable. The brokerage account of $150,000 would count. So then we would be using a tool, probably a personal care contract, which is a contract that you could enter into with somebody else, like a good friend or family member, and then transfer that money to that person, and now it's out of your account, but you trust this person who's going to hold on to that money for you in case something happens and you need it in an emergency. But in the meantime, or if you're at home and you still have to pay your home expenses, right? So that could help you. Also, if you're at an ALF, Medicaid's going to pay $1,900 a month towards that. You still have to pay the rest, and so you have that money to pay that. And then, yeah. So, but that's just one of the many tools. There's all different kinds of stuff we can do. The takeaway from this is, number one, don't transfer money without talking to an attorney about what you could do in an allowable way. And just know that there is help. We can get you qualified, your friend, your loved one. There's no need to spend your money down to zero and become destitute. The whole idea is to not allow that to happen. So that's it. Yeah. If you own what? House?
Oh, no, say a savings account.
The savings account, if it's joint tenants with right of survivorship with somebody else, it's going to be deemed yours for purposes of counting that $2,000, unless you can show that the source of the money was not just yours. So if you entered into that account, or if you're married. If you're married, it's just half is going to be yours, deemed as yours, regardless of the source of the money. But even if it is yours and it's over $2,000, we can use a tool to move it properly so that you could apply, that you could qualify. Yes.
Does the state designate what institution you go to?
No. Every single nursing home, SNF, every single one accepts Medicaid. So you go anywhere you want. They all accept Medicaid, and they all admit you and accept it as a payer source. Not all ALFs do. It's about 50% of the ALFs accept Medicaid, but no. The state has nothing to do with deciding where you go. Yeah, you're just like anybody else in a nursing home or an ALF. Yep.
This bill that they're discussing, they're talking about cuts.
Okay.
Do you know if this is going to be effective with the big ugly bill that they're talking
Oh yeah, the big ugly bill. So what they're all constantly trying to do with Medicaid is attack the age group between 18 and 65. They're the working years, and they're trying to say, go to work more, do something, go to work. So these are the people that are if they're on Medicaid, they're on it for their health insurance. So that's different. What we're talking about is a long-term care program. Medicaid has a ton of programs, yeah. But they really leave children alone, and they leave seniors alone. And what they could do in Florida is tighten the program up a little bit. They could, they do that kind of periodically over the years a little bit, but it's never going to go away. There literally would be people on the street if they did that, and that won't happen.
So my mom is 95. She wants to stay in her home. Currently, we hire aides round the clock. But you're saying that
you need to call me.
Yes, I need to call you. So
Yeah. So we can help you because it's a lot. Yeah. And even if somebody needs like 24/7 aides, it's like $14,000 a month potentially.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anybody else?
So I told you she was great.
Okay, so you kind of threw me off my rail when you stood up and applauded, but I neglected. I've recovered, so I want to introduce Shernay. Shernay, stand up. Shernay is with NBC6, and next week, so I'm giving you a warning, next week she wants to come here with a camera crew. Make sure your hair is done right, put your face on, you're wearing something pretty, because they do want to do some filming and they do want to do some interviewing. And Shernay, you want to talk to people about
this program and why you decided to parent in the future. What you love about them.
About causing conversation, about why do you come here, why you want to be around a bunch of other queer people in this environment, so you can catch up on the gossip. So just fair warning, the next week she will be here. So if you do not want to be filmed, we will respect your rights, and you can just kind of self-select and say, don't include me in any of the B-roll, and we'll make sure that, she'll make sure, not we, what's this we stuff? She will make sure that your request is taken care of. So thank you.
Raffle. We've got 3 sets of tickets. Again, a reminder, I need you to stay for questions. Our NOVA students will be here to answer your questions about the health fair this Saturday. And
Hillary, I couldn't remember your name.
we're going to hold on to this number. This is the 50-50 winner. We're going to draw for the 3 pairs of tickets.
Who was up here? Oh yeah, Robert. Hello. Okay, so the total is 244. So
122.
122. Very good. You're close. All right. So, Lily, can you pick one here for the 2 tickets, please?
I was going to give her $2.
All right. 2 tickets to flip. You ready? 1097 0297. Oh, that's a 3 number. 0297 ending, and it's a red ticket. Boys and girls. 1097 0297. Oh, right. Alright, so Hillary, could you pick the next one, please?
What did it work?
That's awesome.
All right, here we go. You ready? Yep. 1097. Sorry, 0522. You notice I didn't take the ticket, right? You did notice that, right? This is a red ticket ending 0522. Yes. All right, good tickets. Here we go. All right, last set. Here we go. Wait, come back.
The yellow one.
Yeah.
Yellow one.
Oh my goodness.
What color is it?
I'm sorry, another red ticket. Hey, listen, I'm not picking them, so I can't help you. Okay, so this is weird. 1097 0544. 0544. All right, here we go. 2 tickets. Woo! All right, well, we got two more. We got two more coming. All right, I'm gonna ask you to pick that.
The yellow one.
Come on now.
Okay. Oh, yellow. It's a yellow one.
All right, two more tickets. Are we ready? Yep. And yes, it is a yellow ticket. You ready? 1107-6912. 6912. Oh wait, isn't 69 national something? Anyway, 6912. You see, I drew this in. 6912. 6912. All right, there we are. Two tickets. All right, Georgie.
I wanted to say one other thing. If you haven't seen the documentary, The Celluloid Closet, and you're a big gay movie lover, it has 120 movies from that particular documentary. And Lily Tomlin directs it, so it's this Sunday at 2 o'clock, so I hope y'all can join all the movies.
All right, so this is the big prize winner. You guys ready? All right. So this is actually, I'm not going to tell you. 1107-6926. That 69 just keeps coming up. I don't know. I didn't pick it. 6926. 1107-6926. Are you kidding me? 6926. Oh, come on, Dad. Really? 6926? Is that the one you showed me? Oh my God, for real?
We have a winner.
We do.
Thank you all for being with us.